Think you know how to use wood glue? Most of us do. Spread it, clamp it, and hope for the best. But what if those common tips are actually making your projects weaker? Today, we're testing the myths with real data. Hydraulic presses, force sensors, and dozens of joints. The results? Genuinely surprising. By the end, you'll know how to make joints so strong, the wood breaks before the glue. Many believe you can't use too much glue, more strength, right? We tested this myth with two maple joints, one with a thick, messy layer, and one with a thin, even coat. The thick glue joint looked strong but failed instantly at 450 pounds, glue peeled right off. The thin, even layer? The wood itself broke at 875 pounds, almost double the strength, so, less glue, stronger joint. Should you let wood glue get tacky before clamping? We put this classic workshop myth to the test. One group waited 5 minutes for the glue to get tacky before clamping. The other clamped immediately, while the glue was still wet, just like the manufacturer recommends. The tacky joint failed at 620 pounds, the wet clamp joint over 850 pounds, with the wood breaking before the glue. For the strongest bond, clamp while the glue is still wet. End grain gluing, woodworking's notorious weak spot. Forms warn it's like gluing a bundle of straws. The glue just vanishes, leaving a fragile joint. But what if there's a fix? We tested the double glue method. First, a thin sizing coat soaks in and seals the end grain. Then, a second coat forms a real bond. The difference? Single coat joints failed easily, but size joints held strong, over 3 times tougher. Feed the beast, and end grain gluing isn't an enigma after all. The squeeze-out wipe of shame. Wiping wet glue with a rag smears it into the wood pores. This seals the pores, causing blotchy finishes. Instead, let the glue dry to a rubbery state, then scrape it off cleanly. This leaves the wood untouched and ready for a perfect finish. A simple change for a professional result. Let's talk about pressure. How tight is too tight? More pressure isn't always better. Too much pressure can starve the joint of glue. Too little pressure leaves gaps. The right amount is key. This is the Goldilocks principle of clamping. We tested 3 groups, too loose just right and too tight. The just right joint held the best. Apply just enough pressure to hold the wood while the glue sets. So, there you have it. 5 myths, busted by science. We proved that a thin, even layer of glue is way stronger than a thick, messy one. We saw that clamping a joint while the glue is still wet is crucial for a deep bond. We learned that even a weak end grain joint can be made incredibly strong with a simple sizing coat. And we saw how a little patience in cleaning up squeeze-out and applying just the right amount of clamping pressure can make the difference between an amateur project and a professional quality build. It's wild to think how these small changes in technique can literally double the strength of the things you create. The takeaway here isn't just about glue, it's about questioning the way things have always been done, and using a little bit of science and curiosity to find a better way. The data speaks for itself. These techniques will help you build stronger, longer-lasting, and more beautiful furniture. And the best part is, none of this costs any extra money or requires fancy tools. It just requires a little bit of knowledge, which you now have. So, the next time you're in your workshop, you can be confident that you're creating joints that are truly stronger than the wood itself. Now, all this talk about clamping pressure got me thinking. We use the same brand of clamps for all our tests to be consistent, but are all clamps created equal? Do some brands apply more pressure than others for the same amount of effort? If you want to see a full-on clamp brand strength test showdown, let me know in the comments below. And if you learned something new in this video, or if you'll be changing how you use glue from now on, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. Thanks for watching, and now go build something awesome.